So today I'm actually just working on my granite countertop, and this is a really perfect workspace for me. It's big enough, it's clean, it's a good way that I'm able to like clean up afterwards after I make the dough and make sure that my surface is like super sanitary. So to start, I have my tools. I have these cutesy little pasta cutters from Target, so really inexpensive. I picked them up one time when they had them. And I'm going to use this for the ravioli today. These are just a cute option, just so you know you don't have to spend a ton of money. I feel like they're a couple bucks each. This is something I'm super proud of. This is my pasta cutter, actually from Italy, and I'm not sure how old this is, but kind of cool. I've been excited to pull this out and have a reason to actually use this, so I'll probably try to create like a different type of shape with this pasta cutter today as well. On my surface, I have my flour. I've created a small little well in here, and this is just an all-purpose flour. You can do like a 00 flour if you want a silkier pasta. You can also do like semolina. I have all-purpose. This is like, I feel like a really basic pasta recipe. Everybody usually has all-purpose flour in their pantry, so this is a good one to use. I have 5 brown eggs. I'm gonna do 2 whole eggs, and I'm gonna try to do 3 egg yolks and see what the consistency of the pasta is. And then I also have just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. That's gonna help if I need it for a little bit more of like richness, flavor, and a little bit more fat to the dough. So that's how you get started, and I'm gonna show you guys how I actually put this together. Okay, so I have the well of my flour, and this is basically just going to create a little area to put your eggs in, and we're gonna slowly start incorporating the flour into the egg mixture. So start with 2 whole eggs. And depending on how big your eggs are, you may want to try to, or you may need to like adjust the amount of eggs that you have in here. These are pretty tiny, these little yolks, so I'll see. I may need some more yolk. I personally want like I like a yolky pasta. And I think that's just going to kind of tie into the flavor of the filling that I want to do as well. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm kind of winging it, like I said, based upon like YouTube videos I've been watching, Instagram, and kind of cool that that's just like such a source for me. Like I'll go on Pinterest, just you know, for the most part, this is a basic pasta recipe, but I feel like there's so many different ways you can obviously perfect this. So what I'm showing you guys today, I feel like is a pretty simple recipe. So now that I have my 2 whole eggs and my 3 egg yolks, I'm basically just gonna start breaking these up, breaking up the yolks, kind of like scrambling them in here with your fingers. And yes, your hands are the best method. So that's usually what I would recommend, and you're basically just gonna start kind of incorporating flour into the egg mixture. And kind of looking at this already, I'm already feeling like I might need some more eggs. I have some egg on hand. But yeah, you're basically just gonna keep incorporating this mixture together until you form a pasta ball. And don't worry if your well is breached, if egg starts kind of reaching out and spreading out on your work surface. Just kind of work that flour in. Don't panic. Keep working it, just very gently. And you can see, since we created that well, it's given us like almost a little mixing bowl, so we're able to just slowly start incorporating this flour so you don't have like a really lumpy dough. So again, this is like such a recipe that it's like so simple as far as ingredients go, but I feel like just things like changing up your technique or changing what kind of flour you're using, what kind of eggs you have, I feel like is going to change the whole profile of the pasta. So I can tell right now I definitely need some more yolk, so I'm going to add 1 more whole egg, and I'm going to add 2 more egg yolks to this, and I'm going to keep on mixing until I form a nice ball of pasta. Alright guys, so I have formed my dough into a ball, and I'm gonna basically, you can see this is the color, so it has like a nice, I feel like you can see that beautiful yolk in there. Super rough. This is flour that I have on the side that I did not use. I feel like it was kind of dry enough and I didn't want to add any more egg to it. I'm gonna see if I need to add any olive oil. I didn't do any olive oil, and I also did a sprinkle of salt in there as well. Some people salt their pasta before, some people don't. I wanted to just do like a little bit more flavor in there, so I just added a pinch. One tool I forgot to tell you guys about, if you guys have one of these, it makes it a lot easier to kind of scrape up clean to section off your dough. So you want to get one of these as well. They're not very expensive, and that's really helpful in the kitchen for a lot of stuff. So now that my dough is at this point, I'm basically just going to knead it for 10 minutes. So you knead the pasta because it's going to create gluten in the pasta. So you can see my surface is lightly floured, but not very much because the pasta is no longer sticking. And you want to probably set a timer for this to make sure that you're doing at least 10 minutes. And I've heard my dough might be a little bit dry. So I've heard that when you're kneading your dough, you're pressing it and stretching it, but you're not tearing it. So we're gonna see. Like I said, I haven't made fresh pasta that much. So this is kind of a test run. We're gonna see how I can do this, but I'm gonna knead this for 10 minutes, catch up with you guys, and I will show you what it is supposed to look like. Alright guys, so after about 10-12 minutes of strenuous kneading, which by the way, I'm probably not in the best shape, but like that was a good little workout. Like, let me tell you, kneading dough for 10 minutes, I might do that once a week just to, you know, get my arms a little toned. Anyways, okay, so I have my beautiful pasta dough. You can see super smooth, really nice, and it did not look like that when I first started kneading it. So basically I feel like once you get a nice smooth pasta that really kind of springs back at you, you're able to, you know, press down and it springs back, your dough is done being kneaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wrap this in plastic wrap. I'm going to let this rest for about 10-15 minutes. Right now the dough is like super awake, super excited, it's big. We're going to let the dough just like relax a little bit, and then I'm going to section that out and roll it out into pasta. So while that's resting, I'm going to show you guys how I do my filling, but I will show you what's next. Alright guys, so I have my pasta dough resting. I have one little medium size butternut squash that I've just steamed. I have some Parmesan cheese, black pepper, olive oil if I need it, I probably won't, and some coarse kosher salt. So while your squash is still pretty hot, you're just going to take a fork and basically just shred that tender inside. I have chef hands, so I'm able to grab this. You can always use like a kitchen towel for normal people. And what I'm doing is I'm just shredding this with the fork because I want to keep the integrity of the squash. I want to keep all that beautiful texture in there. You can puree this if you want to do something like a little bit more refined and more smooth. I want to keep this kind of rustic. I think that the egg yolk in this is going to be so rich and creamy that it'll be nice to have a little bit of texture from this squash. So really just a preference, whatever you guys want to do. And you can see this is how your squash should be. Like, this skin is pretty thin, so it should, if it's cooked, it should be tearing apart like that. So you can see just from one, I got maybe like a cup. So for this pasta, I probably could go with just that, I'm gonna do the other one just so I have extra, and then if I have extra, then I have delicious extra butternut squash filling that I'll use for something else. So basically just gonna scrape this out, and I don't know if you guys can see just how beautiful that color is. So I am not a pumpkin spice girl by any means. You know, throw me some pumpkin spice every here and there, but for fall, I really just go to like all the beautiful produce that we have available. In California, we have awesome produce available year round, but it's super cool, especially if you shop at like a lot of farmers markets, to see just like the actual different seasonal foods that come into play. And these foods, if you buy seasonally and if you try to learn about like seasonal shopping, seasonal eating, the food is not only going to be the most nutritious, it's going to be at the peak of its nutrition, it's going to be the best priced because it's in season, versus buying something that's out of season that they have to ship here, and then, or import here. And yeah, usually you're going to be supporting like your local farmers markets if you're going to be shopping seasonally as well, and that just helps the community. So it's an all over good thing. If you guys learn a little bit more about eating seasonally, that's definitely like a huge cooking style I have. Okay, so now that you have the butternut squash kind of just broken down, and you can take your fork, and I don't want any big chunks. I don't want anything that's gonna be too much, but I like having a little bit of texture in there. So this squash is still pretty hot, so I'm gonna add some shaved parm. I like Parmesan. Let's just put it all in there. Why not? And then cracked black pepper. I like doing a nice coarse grind on this. And especially like, oh, it smells so good. The black pepper and Parmesan is amazing. And then like that in just contrast of the sweetness of the butternut squash. Just look at that. Like, so beautiful. It smells so amazing. I am going to add just a pinch. No, that's it. Pinch of kosher salt. I don't even know why I did that because the Parmesan is so salty and I put a lot of Parmesan. So if you do put this much Parmesan, you probably don't need salt. That's probably unnecessary, but I'm a savory girl. What can I say? I like my salt. So you're just gonna combine this as well as possible. And if you can do like a finer grated cheese, I would even recommend probably doing like like a not shaved, like you probably should do like a ground Parmesan, but this is okay. I love, like I said, I love texture. I absolutely love Parmesan. I think that's going to complement the squash really well, and I don't mind if I bite into a ravioli and there's like a pocket of delicious nutty Parmesan. So something that this just pairs really well together. Butternut squash, this is a good fall recipe because butternut squash is going to be sweet. You know, you can go sweet or savory with this. I like the amount of sweetness with it without it being too sugary. So that balanced out with like a nutty Parmesan is just perfect. So actually, as I'm talking to you guys, I am going to add a little bit of nutmeg in here, which I think will just be a really nice background flavor, and like just a pinch, just a tiny little bit of nutmeg. This will be perfect, and that is the filling. Alright guys, we are so close to ravioli. So I have my butternut Parmesan squash filling with just a little bit of nutmeg on top. I have my pasta that has been resting and it is ready to be rolled out and prepared into delicious raviolis. Super excited to share this with you guys. I'm going to separate my eggs and basically assemble these little babies. Alright guys, so I have my bacon cooking on the stove. You guys could hear that in the background. I'm just going to sprinkle my fork surface with a little bit of flour, not too much. And then I have my dough that has been resting, so I don't know if you guys can tell a difference. I definitely can. It's way more kind of like settled and relaxed. And then before I get started, just to show you guys, you're going to want a rolling pin. I do not have a pasta maker, so I'm doing this by hand. I have this simple one, which is kind of nice because I kind of like using the actual pin itself. no handles on this one. And then if it's easier for you, you can also use one with handles as well. Whatever is going to work better and whatever is going to get you a thinner pasta. Okay, cool. So I'm basically just going to be prepping my dough, and I'm going to be, dang, so nice. Yeah, I could definitely feel a huge difference in the texture of the dough. You can see like it has a really nice kind of highlighter to use, girl, okay? Really nice sheen to it, and it just has like a nice pliable texture. It's like so melty and wonderful. So yes, okay, I think we made some pasta, guys. Next, you're gonna separate the dough, and I'm just gonna start with a little quarter of it, and it's like, look at that nice, ooh, like you can't help but just like kind of want to mess around and play with that. So I'm going to take just a small quarter of dough. I'm going to wrap this up so this does not dry out. Use that as I need. I may or may not use all of this, and I'm going to show you guys how to roll this out into a beautiful pasta sheet. Alright guys, so now that I have my portioned out dough, I'm just going to take my rolling pin, super lightly dusted work surface, and I'm just going to roll this out into a sheet. And I'm really happy with just the texture of this. And this is just so relaxing, like very therapeutic, I must say. Like, I really tried to do this well for you guys and make it worth it, because I was like, dang, I don't want to make this pasta and it doesn't turn out well. So I really tried to do everything right. I don't know if you guys know this, but I definitely actually hate recipes. I don't, not that I hate them, I just do not follow recipes personally. If I've never made something before, I can usually like glance over a recipe and kind of like get the gist, and then I like to, you know, create my own. But I did try to do some research before and really figure out a good way, because I wanted to show you guys and I wanted to make it worth it. So I am just going to keep kind of rotating this pasta out. I'm really happy with the texture of this. Just everything. The feel of it is really nice. It's rolling out really nice. It's doing everything I want. So basically I just am continuing to rotate the pasta. If anybody has any pasta tips, techniques, please send them my way. I am in no way, shape, or form a pro at pasta making. I'm telling you guys, I've been watching pasta making videos, and like, it is incredible, like what people are able to do and create with pasta. So again, this is a very simple recipe. I'd say a rustic recipe. And I'm just gonna continue to like gently roll out this pasta. And there is an Italian phrase for this, but I don't know what it is in Italian, but it's basically, you want your pasta to be so thin that you could read a love letter through it. So super cute, right? So yeah, basically it's gonna be and I feel like it's almost there. I'm gonna go a little bit thinner, just continuing to apply like nice even pressure to this. And again, I'm going to be making ravioli, so I'm kind of trying to think of like shaping ravioli. Like, what I need is a large pasta sheet, so I'm hoping I can get about 8 raviolis out of this. And I'm just going to continue to rotate, so I'll show you guys when this is all ready to go. Alright guys, what I have is a beautiful sheet of pasta. I have some finely chopped chives, and I'm just going to sprinkle that right on my pasta dough. And what I'm hoping to achieve is a beautiful layer of oniony goodness in this. And my pasta is pretty thin, so I'm hoping you're able to see that through the layers of pasta. So what I'm going to do is just take my rolling pin and gently press those beautiful fragrant chives right in the pasta dough. This is so beautiful. I'm so excited to see this. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I hope you are liking these recipes. If you have any ideas or any suggestions, any requests of stuff you would love to see me make, please comment below. Let me know, guys. I love hearing from you. If you have any questions on this recipe, comment as well. Message me, ask me, because I'm learning how to do these videos for you guys as well. So if I'm missing something or if you guys have a question, please reach out. So I'm pretty happy with this. This is very beautiful, and I truly feel like this is pasta dough. I feel like it looks at it, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see through this light, but it's pretty see-through. I'm pretty proud of this pasta. So this is what you're going for, what you're aiming for. I'm gonna do a whole nother one like this. I am going to start assembling, doing my filling, creating raviolis, put those in the pasta, and plating for you guys. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have 2 sheets of beautiful pasta dough. You can see all that gorgeous chive in there, super thin, pliable pasta. So I'm going to do that chive side down, and we'll see. I tried to make these like similar in shape so they'll be even. So what you're going to do is take your butternut and Parmesan squash mixture, do a small spoonful of that, and I'm just going to place this like that, and essentially I'm going to be folding these over. So let's see, I don't know, I probably didn't do this right. So okay, I'm just going to go with that. If I need to re-roll my pasta, I will do that. So basically I'm kind of doing about the same size of an egg yolk, and I'm taking my spoon and I'm just flattening it down, but almost kind of creating a nice little well, nice little base for my egg yolk to sit on. Alright, well, we're gonna do 3. Out of this sheet, there's probably someone who makes pasta who's like, no, that's not how you do it. We'll try trial and error, guys. So this is how I'm gonna try to do this one. So, okay, so that is gonna be, that's really like so wrong. Okay, I'm gonna try to redo this. Alright guys, so this is what I've came up with. So I have 2 sheets of pasta. My first sheet of pasta, I have made little tiny butternut squash egg yolk beds. So I've done little like dollops of the squash, little kind of bases for the egg yolk, and then I'm going to basically just put 1 egg yolk. This is what I'm hoping for, guys. Like I said, we're gonna see how this works. So I'm gonna put an egg yolk in each center, top those with another sheet of pasta. In between those layers, I am gonna do an egg wash, but I'm kind of hoping that my little layer of squash will just kind of like cushion that egg in there, and everything will cook perfectly and deliciously, and it'll be amazing. That's what I hope for. We'll see. No promises. It looks good though. It looks really pretty. Like, this is definitely like a little labor of love right here. But like so delicious. Treat yourself. Some good food. Ooh, okay, see? My little well was not. So you have to be so careful to not break these yolks. That is like the whole point. If you break your yolk, it's a mess. So do not break your yolk. And then in between, I'm just gonna take a little egg wash wherever I'm gonna be sealing off this pasta. Nice little wash, and that's just gonna help glue that pasta together. Go all the way around. Create like a nice little seal before I put my layer on there. I really hope these turn out, guys, because imagine how anticlimactic if they didn't. They will. I feel good. Alright, so last little yolky baby. And I'm just gonna make sure that all spread around. I want these babies sealed tight want any water coming in here and ruining the party, okay? All right. Assembly time. I don't know if whoever is watching is just like super stoked like me about this pasta right now, but I'm pretty excited. So, okay, so next I'm going to go chive side down on these babies. All right, so gentle. This is so like, this is a stressful recipe. I didn't even realize. I hope you guys appreciate what's happening. Okay, so basically just gonna push out any air. So gentle. These are like your little ravioli babies. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love that you can see pops of chive in here. And I think as we cook these, hopefully the chive will come through a little bit more. So I'm basically just going around each one, pressing out any air that is around there so delicately, just giving these little babies little hugs. And while you're doing this, you're also sealing the layers of pasta together. So already, this is just like a very visually beautiful dish, and they're not even cooked. So, okay, I'm gonna finish doing these. I'm gonna cut them and show you guys how they turn out. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I think all my eggs broke. You can see the yolk kind of oozing out of here. Yeah, that's not gonna work because my raviolis are so dang big. So, super rustic. Gonna go around, cut these babies. I just feel like yolk is gonna ooze everywhere right now, so get ready for that. And hopefully, okay, this pasta cutter is pretty cool. Seals off the edges. This little baby, I think, is perfect. This one. I have faith in this one. The other ones, they're testers. All right. Oh, this is scary. This one's not good. Still gonna eat it. Still gonna be delicious. You can just see, guys, this is harder than it looks. So, if you guys have any tips on how to make pasta, and maybe not how to try to make such a difficult pasta when you haven't made pasta for a long time, send them my way. But, look guys, we technically have raviolis. Okay. Alright guys, I have my perfectly imperfect raviolis in boiling water. They only are going to take a minute or two to cook. And what is hard about these is you have to cook the pasta at the same time without overcooking the egg yolk inside. So let's see how they turn out if I could do this. Alright guys, it is the moment of truth. It looks beautiful. I finished this with a pancetta dust, or yeah, I kind of did like a crumble, pancetta crumble, a little bit of chive. Alright. Oh, yes. That is what I wanted to see. Look at that. Beautiful. Like, oh, that's what I was hoping. You can still see this one too, like the pasta is perfectly cooked through. Just a little al dente. Try to get a bite for you guys. I'm doing this one-handed, sorry. So delicate pasta, you have rich egg yolk. Definitely have to be a yolk lover for this one, but dang, I'm pretty proud of this one, guys. I'm gonna try a bite. Beautiful. Wow, super incredible flavor. I'm really impressed. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, I really didn't know how this was gonna turn out. That pancetta, just like a little bit of smoky crumble crunch texture, is delicious. The pasta is delicate and tender. I feel like I almost could have gone like a little bit thinner, but still really good. And then you have that sweetness of the butternut squash, pops of like beautiful chive on there. so good. I hope you guys loved watching this recipe. This was definitely like labor of love. Super delicious. Like I said, if you guys have any requests, if you have pasta tips for me, if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you try out this recipe, and if you like my channel, please hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe. Yeah, see you guys next time. I'm gonna stuff my face with pasta now.